guys, welcome back to another episode of the Move Me Back series. And today I have my famous friend,
Go
Rochelle.
bestie, that's my bestie. So corny. So corny.
She loves it, she loves it.
No, I don't love it.
She does, she's exactly the same, trust me.
No, I'm not. I'm professional.
Yeah, so finally I get to interview you. I've been
I
chasing
know.
you for so long.
You've been
You were
chasing
like,
me.
I want this place to be ready before you
Exactly.
come.
She wanted to come here when it was rubble, you guys. Rubble. I was like, why do you want to come to the ruins? The ruins of Crazy Burger. But yeah, it's
it
semi-ready.
looks
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
It's even getting there because we're not fully finished yet.
Yeah.
There's still more to do. But I'll let you come.
It's decent.
It's decent. It's clean. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Okay, so tell me, are you Ghanaian?
No, I'm not. Della, this is funny because you know me. But okay, I'm doing it for y'all.
Let's just play along.
Okay, we acting right now. We acting. So I am not Ghanaian. I mean, maybe my ancestors, but I mean, me, no. I'm Jamaican background, and who am I talking to?
Talk to the camera.
Because you know, but you guys,
you can switch
it's me and you.
You can switch between the two, you know.
I'm Jamaican background, born in Canada.
Right, okay. And you've moved to Ghana. How long have you been here?
So it's been a year and a half. I've been back and forth, but living, it's been a year and a half.
Okay.
Here.
So what made you decide to move to Ghana and not Jamaica?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So essentially, my first choice would have been Jamaica, but it is a little bit rough there. Like the violence is actually real, and I hate to say it. Like I hate to, you know, but that's the reason. And I have two kids, two small kids. If it was just me alone moving to Jamaica, I wouldn't mind. But I have like two other people to watch out for and be extra careful. And I'm an extremely nonchalant person by nature. I don't like to be careful. I don't like to actually have to be extra careful. I just want to be careful enough. Like anywhere you live in the world, you have to be careful. Canada, the States, UK, there's nowhere that's, you know, completely safe. You always have to be careful. But there's definitely levels to carefulness. I want to be on the most minimal level of careful, okay? So
that's fair enough.
So that was the reason I didn't go there, and then, you know, I kind of ended up here.
Okay. So I've interviewed people randomly, and a lot of them have been Jamaicans, which is like...
I was just watching one of your videos,
Yeah, and it's
a
quite
ting.
surprising. It is. It's a ting, right? I can't do Jamaican.
Is it surprising? It must be some home calling. Because you know what? A lot of the people, I think, have a spiritual tie to their story of how they've, you know, ended up in Ghana. So maybe it is like some spiritual thing, you know? I'm not gonna say directly that is my story, but I am a spiritual person, and I definitely believe in that, and I you know, tap into that sometimes in ways. So I feel although my reasoning is that I didn't want to go to Jamaica, maybe low-key it was a spiritual calling even to come back here. So maybe it has, I don't know.
But why Ghana out of all the African countries that you could have picked from? I mean, there's so many. Why did you pick here?
Well, so I guess like short story is, okay, obviously Jamaica was not on my list anymore. So I was like, okay, what people do I know? So I'm like, all right, I know Nigerians. I was like, okay, let me Google Nigeria. And when I Googled Nigeria, it must have been the worst video I picked, but like, damn, it was just like they're on bikes and they're like, you know, speaking their native language and they're yelling and they have machetes. I was like, oh my God. I do not want to go to Nigeria.
Right.
I was like, huh.
It's probably a really bad video you picked.
I picked a bad video, and I was like, oh, hell no. So I was like, okay, I can't go there. They're going to kill me. How ignorant, right? But that was just my perception of Africa even at that time.
Had you been to Africa at all?
Never.
Before that?
I never even realized that it was a place to go to. Get what I'm saying? Like, I was completely brainwashed. Literally. Like the images we're given of Africa online is just not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I know.
It just
It's a
makes me
lot.
think of this commercial, this Christmas commercial, and they're always showing like the hungry, you know, children
Starving
with the big bellies.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it is Christmas, and what have you done? With the flies everywhere. Like, so that would have been even like in my subconscious, the perception of Africa, and then subconsciously, I would never make it a destination.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Whether I realized it or not. So, so I'm like, okay, forget Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm like, who else do I know? I was like, okay, I know Trinidadians and I know Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me search Ghana. And it just so happened that because it was the year of return, all the videos were so like amazing.
Yeah, they
I
look
was like,
fun,
oh my god,
right?
yep,
Yeah,
fun,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then people were inspired to like return to live here during the year of return. So I was like, okay, let me see how they live in, like how much is rent, how much is electric bill. So I just did all my research. So I said, I'm going to Ghana. You know?
Well, that's pretty bold. That's a pretty bold decision.
And I mean, of course, COVID was also happening at the time, and the restrictions here in Ghana were a little lighter than Canada. So I was like, okay, I definitely don't want to be on lockdown in the cold, no sun in Canada. So that even, you know, encouraged me at that time, you know?
But that's pretty bold though to say that you're actually going to move. You didn't even have a visit first, considering you'd never been to Africa, to just get up and say, right, kids, pack your bags, let's go.
I did extensive research.
Wow.
Extensive.
Wow. That's still pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all the information was there that I needed, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess it could have been, I mean, opposite of what I thought that I knew. When I got here, I could have been shocked, but I wasn't. I felt like, all right, you know, the internet prepared me for most of this. You know? So
how did it feel when you got off the plane? Because that's your first initiation into Ghana. How was that?
it was fine. Like, it was fine. And I guess because, I mean, obviously I've been to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So it was like very reminiscent of being in Jamaica. It was just warm. I got off the plane.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
The funny thing is, like, even when I was getting my baggage off the carousel thing, I was like talking to like the baggage guy. I was like, okay, give me your number.
Yeah.
Like making friends. I was like, okay, well, you can pick me up. Like, you know? But I'm that personality. I'm super carefree.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So I was just like, she's like, I know. LOL.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, I was making friends right off the plane. Actually, I had a super, this is a really horrific experience actually. Not horrific, but I'll tell you what happened right off the plane. Nobody knows this. I never spoke about this ever. So this is the first time that I'm giving you the actual tea now.
Yeah.
So we took our test in Toronto, obviously negative, right? So we come to Ghana. It's a 16-hour, not flight, 16-hour layout, like time, right? So I leave on, let's say I leave on Sunday. I don't get here till Tuesday.
Right.
So it's been 2 days or whatever, right? So I get here on Tuesday, we do our COVID test in the airport. So they're doing my son's COVID test and they just jam the thing up his brain. So crazy. And he bleeds actually, he bleeds. And his test comes back positive.
Huh? How?
You already know. Y'all don't even want, honestly, also guys, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so you don't even want to get into it with me.
Yeah. No, we'll do that one off camera.
Right, off camera. But I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we've been sitting on a plane with all these people.
Yeah.
You know, so he was positive, so I could not go to my hotel. This is right off the plane. I have so much luggage because I'm moving. I brought everything I owned almost in this luggage, bags. I'm tired. It's been 2 days of traveling.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So they take us to a room and they're like, I'm like, well, me and my daughter tested negative and we've been kissing and eating food together. So that's how you know the whole thing, you know, made no sense. But anyway, so they're like, well, your son has to go to the hospital. What? I'm like, yeah, but he's 8 years old. Like, what am I supposed to do? Send him to the hospital? What about me and my daughter?
Yeah.
They're like, no, you have to go. So they're like, put him in this ambulance and send him. I was like, I'm not putting my 8-year-old son.
Exactly.
And my son was crying. It was so funny. He was like, Mom, no, don't let them take me. Like, it was like traumatizing, actually. Like what? Now that I think back, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like my son
That's
was
a
like,
lot.
what? You're gonna take me?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not. So I said, okay, we'll come in the ambulance. They're like, you can't come because you don't have COVID. But I've been sitting with my son this entire time.
Oh my
so you want me to put him in an ambulance and
Yeah.
what? Drive behind you? I said, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, this is the only way. I was like, well, okay, I'll get an Uber and I'll drive with the ambulance to the
Yeah.
hospital. So we got an Uber, me and Naomi drove to the hospital. Obviously, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a little nothing. And the funny thing is, my daughter had like, runny nose and sneezing. So, and she, so it didn't make any sense,
Yeah.
obviously. So that was my first day in Ghana. And I actually looked up and I thought, God, are you trying to tell me that this is not where I should be? Why would you let this happen?
Yeah.
But anyways, so they wanted to keep him overnight. I was like, okay, well, we're hungry. Feed us.
Yeah,
and where's me and my daughter going to sleep? I'm not leaving my 8-year-old son
No, of
from
course not.
Canada in a freaking
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
So are you feeding all of us? Are you giving us all a bed? So, exactly. So I basically pled my case that it did not make any sense.
Yeah.
And they started to realize, this is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we'll let you go home. Snatched up my son, got all my luggage, and I'd actually made a friend before I landed
Oh, you did? Okay.
via Instagram.
Okay.
So he actually came and collected my things
Oh,
when I
that's
got to the
really nice.
airport. And when I got to the airport, they're like, who are you coming here to? I said, I'm not coming to anyone.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not possible.
Oh, no.
What do you mean it's
Another
not possible?
challenge. Oh, no.
I'm coming to Ghana to visit with my
Yeah.
children. They're like, so you don't know anyone?
Oh, my God.
Why can't you believe that I don't know anyone?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know anyone. I said, well, I met this guy on the internet. They're like, huh? I was like, so I'm gonna let him pick up my luggage. Do you know him? I said, well, no, I don't. I just know him from online.
Yeah.
But I trusted him. I have good intuition, guys. I trusted him. So
Yeah.
he was trustworthy. He is trustworthy. So he took up all my luggage, brought it to my Airbnb. He slept there and everything.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
when I got
gosh,
home-
that's very dangerous.
It's not.
Don't do that again.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
It's not. only I can do certain things though. I'm not gonna encourage you guys to do. Don't do what I do.
Don't do it.
Do as I say, but not as I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my friend.
Okay,
I have to even
okay.
actually call him.
Right.
I gotta call him.
So how did you know where you were going to live? If you'd never been there, how did you choose the area to live? How did that happen?
Well, again, online, I saw, I went to Mikasa, so I was looking for a 3-bedroom, and I found Ayamensa Park.
Wow.
So I contacted the people, phoned them, emailed them, and all that, just to make sure they were legitimate.
Yeah.
Right? I was sending, I think at the time, like 6,000 USD.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know who these people are, so I had to just make sure, like, they're even real.
Yeah.
So they checked out, sent my money, like, nope.
Yeah.
Pressed the, like, send button. So, I'd already booked the place even before I even came. So I knew where I was gonna live already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty smooth from there.
Exactly. And before I'd left, I'd shipped my furniture, my beds and all that. So they were in transit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you did really well.
I did.
Lots of experience.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what has been your highest moment of being in Ghana? What have you just found like, this is it, this is great?
Oh, I guess, I don't know, because I'd done so much research, I'd already anticipated everything you can anticipate.
Yeah.
Right? The crime rate was low, super friendly, super easygoing, I wasn't worried about anything. So I didn't have an aha moment. I'd already accepted this is where I'm living. So I wasn't looking for what's gonna make me stay. I just already had stayed.
Right.
But I mean, it was nice to find out that it was safe. And
So what are some of the things that you love about Ghana?
I like that it's safe, okay, number one.
Yeah.
So I think people have the perception of Africa being dangerous, right? So when you come here, it's scary, you don't know people. I mean, you have all these horror stories about Africa.
Yeah.
Voodoo and all this stuff. It's just like,
Yeah.
So that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. The food, how'd you get on with the food?
Um,
Because that must have been a bit of an experience for you, right?
it
Because
was.
You're coming to somewhere you've never been before and the food is different. I mean,
Right.
you can get some food from the West, but predominantly it's a lot of
Exactly,
African-type
exactly.
foods,
At first,
stews, soups.
I struggled, with finding places for the kids, right? I
Yeah.
had my kids with me.
Yeah.
So they wanted a certain type of food. So I even had to like make sure I stayed, you know, somewhere comfortable or you know. So I didn't try anything too crazy. But food here, there's some Ghanaian dishes that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously jollof rice. Who doesn't do jollof rice,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So jollof rice is a given. You know, chicken. I just stayed with the safe stuff.
Yeah.
I have tried like goat light soup, agusi or agushi. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I really didn't do too much adventuring. Even now, there's a lot of things I still have to try. I haven't even tried palm nut soup yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't tried it yet. So
Oh,
it's on my list of things to try.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What has been a low point for you here? What has been a bit of a struggle for you?
Nothing. I'm trying to think.
Give me some tea,
Okay. I gave you the tea already. That was a very hot pot of tea that I gave you with the COVID story. But I'll think of something else.
Big.
Okay, so I guess the most difficult part might be that my daughter is a teenager and it's not set up like Canada, you know? So there aren't parks.
Right.
Like my kids would go to the park. There aren't parks here.
Yeah.
Like playing with other children is very arranged. You get what I'm saying?
I get
In
you.
Canada, my kids just go to the park and play with some kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just call them like, hey, come home, like, you know? Or whatever. It was very nonchalant like that. But socially for children, you have to like plan playing with other children, which is annoying.
Right.
But that's the only like kind of silly part. So part of me is like, you know, why don't they just have parks and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But I guess having parks is going to be flooded with homeless people or less fortunate people who will be begging in the parks. So it will ruin the experience of the park. The park will now be flooded with people seeking money or whatever, right?
I get.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it just wouldn't be a park anymore. It would just be a place.
Yeah, you just want the children to be able to go and have fun and come back home, right?
Exactly. So that's definitely annoying.
So were you worried about like schools? Because that's a big thing for people. When they move here, they're trying to find a really good school for their children. What do you think about that?
Because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm kidding, you guys. No, but school to me is just like, I feel like my kids could homeschool. I don't feel like, the only thing that's nice about school is that it's on a schedule.
Yeah.
You know, it's predictable, right? But and they have a social life.
Right.
So that was like the biggest thing. But at the time when I first came, I just did homeschool, you know, just worked out of a workbook, which I don't see anything wrong with. And because we lived in the community that we lived in, they could just go outside and ride their bikes with other kids anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was fine at the time. But I did eventually put them in a private school, which, you know, was fine. Yeah. You know, my son, no, they don't like school anywhere anyway, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like school. Kids don't like school sometimes, right? My kids are those kids. They don't like school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they went reluctantly, but, you know,
Okay, sure.
yeah.
So, tell me some of the things you've achieved since you've been in Ghana.
So, I guess my biggest achievement has been Crazy Burger.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So, I started Crazy Burger 6 months ago, myself and my partner. And it's been going well. What can I say?
Yeah. No, but I mean, you always play down Crazy Burger all the time.
So badly.
Anytime I try and get her on camera to speak about Crazy Burger, she's just like, yeah, I did it.
I know. I'm such a. It's because I guess it's because it's going well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I don't need the publicity, but like it's going well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about it for you.
Talk about it for me. Tell them.
Okay, so it's called Crazy Burger because you used to be called
Crazy Light Skin Girl.
There you go, Crazy Light Skin Girl. So it followed suit that we have Crazy Burger.
Exactly, I
know. And the reason the burgers are crazy is because you have these
unusual toppings and combinations.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of the crazy ones that you have, crazy burgers that you
have. When I was thinking of this burger spot, so first of all, I feel like Accra is still up and coming, and they still have a ways to go with bringing in like, you know, new experiences and stuff like that. And I thought I wanted to add to that. I didn't know how at first, but then I just came up with crazy like burgers. Oh my God, we could do burgers. I don't think that a lot of people do burgers right in Ghana. they don't know what burgers are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Burgers are a foreign thing.
Yeah.
So they're doing it, their version of how they think a burger is supposed to be. But I'm like, no, I know how a burger is supposed to be, right? So that's how I even came up with the idea. So the burgers that we have, for example, we have a pineapple split. So that is like pineapple, beef bacon, lettuce, and your beef patty on a bun, right? So when people see the pineapple, they're like, pineapples don't belong on burgers and meat. But I'm like, yes, they do. So a lot of people try it and they're like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, Della would never try this, okay?
No, I don't.
If you guys don't know, Della doesn't like food.
I do occasionally.
Della, okay, you know what? That's another story. She actually does it for survival, strictly.
No, but I'm allergic to pineapples, so I can't eat pineapples anymore.
I gave her that one. I gave her that one.
Yeah. Like,
so that one.
Yeah.
She's like, this isn't about me, okay?
Yeah, let's not make this video about me. Let's talk about you. Let's focus on you, you know?
That's what happens when you interview friends. Okay,
Yes.
so we also have the pizza burger, which is pizza sauce, pepperoni, cheese on a burger, right? So people are also like, pizza burger. But people love that one. And we also have the jerk chicken macaroni and cheeseburger. So it's macaroni and cheese with jerk seasoning. So
That
it's
just sounds
a bit
so
spicy.
messy. Like, there's no way you're gonna eat that.
Here the non-foodie.
It's gonna be going everywhere.
Guys, we can't discuss this with Della, but y'all know. Y'all know.
Eat the burger with a
You
plate.
see?
To make it not, I mean, you got to keep your composure, you know. You know what I'm saying?
So we got that one, which is a hit. Yeah. So we're still going to expand the menu and add some more fun and interesting dishes. And then we have spicy Cajun fries, which are the best.
Yeah,
really
my
good.
children love those. They really do. So, how was it setting up a business here? Was it like a smooth process? Did it take some like
yeah,
this person to help me?
no, not really. It was pretty easy, right? I guess the most trying part was securing a location to put your burger spot at, right? So once we had that location, which was in front of Nate the barber, so he had a small little empty spot next to his barber shop.
Yeah.
So we made a very tiny box and we put it there. We found the carpenter. That wasn't too hard.
Yeah.
Although we did get some crazy quotes from people.
That's
but we're like, nah,
expensive,
right?
yeah.
So we kind of went outside Accra. And the trick to doing certain things is having a Ghanaian communicate for you. The moment they hear my accent, cha-ching.
That's it. The price goes up.
Cha-ching. That tax.
Yeah.
So you're like, we were like, okay, let's find someone who actually speaks Tree.
Yeah.
So that people aren't under the impression that we're some Americans who are loaded. I will spend anything on anything, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like a challenge. Not a challenge, but you know, we overcame it with that type of tactic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So we've been here for 6 months. We were initially at Nate the Barber's, but we needed to grow because our spot was so tiny. It was a little tiny box. Like we were actually like hitting each other like in the head. We had a single grill and like business just took off, you know? So we needed a bigger spot. So we actually moved over to where we are right now. And being here, it has allowed us to create like this green area. We're gonna have seating, you know, and expand the menu. You know, so we have more room to actually grow. So
I think your business has been able to like really take off really fast, and you hadn't necessarily done like lots of advertising as well. I feel like people did the advertising for you because once they saw this, everybody was coming like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try it.
And the burger was good. It was a burger worth like, oh my god, I had a burger, you need to get this burger. And for burger lovers, finding a great burger in Accra is a big thing.
So it just kind of like spread. Just
naturally.
spread. You didn't have to do anything.
Not much. No. And I mean, also, I'm an influencer. I don't know if Della mentioned that. I'm also a YouTuber.
Yes, she's a YouTuber.
You forgot to tell them, so check out my channel.
Subscribe and all of that good stuff.
Exactly. So that was also what made it a bit easier for me to transition because I already had a job that I could do from anywhere in the world. So yeah, I was able to do that.
So that kind of like, do you feel like that sort of helped you financially when you moved here as well?
Exactly.
You had the YouTube to kind of support you while you sort of found your feet.
Exactly. So I mean, most people think about what am I going to do for money if I want to move, right? So that wasn't something I had to worry about too much.
Okay, I guess so that was a huge one ticked off.
It's a huge one ticked off, right? So a lot of people want to move, but they don't know how to do it financially.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to come back and is perhaps a little bit confused? I don't really know where to start from. What would you say?
Right. So I would say definitely check out your finances, right? So the thing is, when you're paying rent here in Ghana, it's a year or 6 months in advance, right? So I would suggest having 1 year already mapped out, right? Another thing is to create a budget and stick to your budget. I definitely made the mistake of not watching my finances carefully enough and just eating out every day because
it seems cheap.
It seems cheap, but then it adds up, right?
It does.
So let's say I would go out once a week in Toronto because it's like $150 for 3 people or $200 for 3 people. I wouldn't do it that often. But here, it's let's say $25 for 3 people. Now I'm doing $25, right? 10 times a week because it's only $25, right? So that's where you can trip up. So just make sure that you create yourself a budget and stick to the budget.
I feel like you could easily spend, like you wouldn't, if you're in the West, you wouldn't spend like £100 or $100 just like that and not know where you spend.
Exactly.
But here, it can happen.
Right, because it's cheap.
Right. All these little, 5 cities here, 10 cities here.
Exactly, it adds up.
It builds up. Before you know, at the end of the day, you go home and you're like, oh my gosh, I've spent so much money.
So the number one thing is budgeting, right? Figure out your budget. I think that people want to live like in the city and it's not really necessary. It's not at all necessary. When Mensa is 45 minutes out. And I accepted that because first of all, Mensa, the community, the way it was what I liked. But aside from that, the fact that it was so far out, I live in where I live is the rural area in Toronto. So I'm 40 minutes from the airport or from downtown. So I already was accustomed to the idea of living out. Right? So you have to wrap your minds around living out is actually going to be a lot cheaper for you. And then getting into Facebook groups and like WhatsApp groups, connecting with other people's kids. It's the kids that's the issue. As an adult, it's fine here as a single adult, but it's the kids. Like you got to connect them with other kids and school and this and that, right?
It's a lot.
So when you connect with other people on Facebook and WhatsApp groups and stuff, you can find other parents. So those are the few things I would say that will make your transition easier or possible.
That's very helpful.
It is. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Did I do my job?
You did. But thank you so much for speaking to me today. So where can people find you?
So wait, what? Find what?
Find you, like your social media.
Okay, social media. Okay, links. I was like, because
not your house. Crazy Burger, yes.
She wasn't thinking. Okay, so you can find my social media handles. You can Google or put in Rochelle officially on Instagram or on YouTube, Rochelle Vlogs. Okay. And so you can find it on Instagram, Crazy Burger GH, or you can find us on Google Maps. There we go. So if you just put in Crazy Burger, you will find us on the maps.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So definitely I'd say if you're in Ghana, pop along, check out Crazy Burger. You have a second location as well. You didn't even mention that,
I know, right?
See
me downplaying it. I keep like forgetting.
See?
So we do have a location in Cantonments. It is in front of Onyx nightclub. Or Oasis Lounge, if you're familiar, or Reggie Roxone's office. That's where you'll find it. So again, if you put it on Google, Crazy Burger Cantonments, it will come up. So, well, there you go. Come and disturb her, give her some work to do, make sure she's doing a good job, But thank you again so much for talking to me today. You're welcome, Della.
She didn't have a choice, okay?
Right?
Yeah, she didn't have a choice.
Thanks for interviewing me like you didn't know all this.
But anyway,
you didn't know.
That is the end of today's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please head over, subscribe to Rochelle's channel, follow her along and all of that. Show her some love on her videos as well. If you haven't already subscribed to this one, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget, it's like this, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Exactly.
Until next time, we're out.
We're out.
Nuti Fafa.
Nuti Fafa.
Nuti Fafa.